Yes. Good evening, friends. Good evening to all. Arpita here again. Okay. So, as the schedule of the talk, the series, meditation and energy healing practices. Today is part 4, and today we are going to talk on about Siddhis. Siddhis are, first let us understand what is the Siddhi. Siddhi is what you attain for yourself. Okay, that you are aware of what you have already attained. Okay, so Siddhi is something where you know that this is your potential, the true potential of the tattva, this particular, the spirit inside, the energy which is there inside, the spirit which we call the Atma, what we say, that already has a power. Okay, that is what is all about the Siddhi. And now, because we deal with the routine life, and with this we are not that aware of what we can do and we are capable of, our potential is. So that is the reason many of the Siddhis, even we talk about the Ashta Siddhi and Navanidhi also, we are not aware of that, and we do not know how to come out of it. And even the people who know what to do, what about all this, they feel, they have an impression in the mind that it takes a lot of practice. Yes, perfect. It is right that it takes a lot of practice, but first practice always begins with the faith. Okay, how much faith you know about yourself, about you have on yourself. Okay, that's the first thing. Now, when we talk about our education, or what if anyone asked you, what have you studied? Okay, you might say psychology or physics or biology or something. You might say something. But when you are saying subject about biology, if you are saying biology, then you know what you mean, because you believe in how much you have studied it, and you know how much you have known about it. Right? That is what is knowingness. Now, when it is coming about to the Siddhis also, when somebody says, when you are able to say, I know the Siddhi, that itself means that particular power, potential is completely awakened, and you have probably mastered it. Okay, so that is what is all about the Siddhis, today's topic. Okay, now let us come to the point. We'll talk about 27 aspects, 27 things about Siddhis we will talk about today, right? And the first one is the Anima, which also comes under the main, primarily known Ashta Siddhi. Okay, even in the Hanuman Chalisa, what we chant, the Lord Hanuman, it is there, Ashta Siddhi Navanidhi Kedata. Okay, Hanuman is nothing but the power of your breath. It is the breath. The breath itself has the the capacity to awaken this kind of potential in us. So this is what comes under, through the breath we can master these things. And rest of the Siddhis, few of the Siddhis are attained through the mastery over your third eye. Okay, so we'll go slow and finding more deeply. First, when we talk about one of the Ashta Siddhi, and the first one is Anima Siddhi. Anima Siddhi is like the capacity of concentrating all the energy in the body to one place. Like you're bringing entire energy only to your palm. It is like reducing the size of the body. We might have seen in movies that somebody is becoming very small and somebody is becoming very huge. So this is the Anima Siddhi. And now when it is coming to the physical plane, physical dimension, it is beyond our logic. How can the body become small? How can the body become big? Okay, how is it possible? Now I'll tell you how it becomes. It is related to the energy body. Okay, whenever we are feeling low from inside, or whenever there is a kind of humbleness, humility within ourselves, these are the two places where we feel very, we are reducing the size. reducing the size does of the body, when it is said, it is not like exactly, reducing the size of the body, right? It is, we need to be, it is needed to be understood that it is like either you are being humiliated, or there is a state where you are carrying a lot of humility, a lot of humbleness inside you. Okay, you feel very, childlike, very pure and childlike. Okay, and sometimes when somebody is scolding you, you feel very low, you feel very depressed, you feel, when the life is put you on a threat, you feel very depressed and you feel low. So this is what happens, this is what the anima siddhi. So it is like mastering that. Whenever a state comes, you come into a situation where your self confidence, your self esteem, and your self respect is on top, immediately making it the other way, making immediately, that's the lesson to say that you have to stand for yourself. Okay, when you are standing for yourself, immediately you have come out of that reduction, you have expanded yourself. Okay, now we need to understand what is that you are expanding. Is it the rigidity in you, or is it the flexibility in you? If it is a flexibility, then you immediately you expand yourself, and it's a natural process, you don't need to even focus on it. Okay, so when there is a rigidity in it, it finds very difficult for you to come out of it. Okay, the mind goes through a turmoil to make it happen. So this is mastering anima siddhi, is mastering the state of from humiliation to humility, the state of mind. Okay, and now the next one, which is also the second one of Ashtasiddhi, it is the Mahima Siddhi. Mahima Siddhi is just opposite of the earlier one, Anima Siddhi. Here you are increasing the size, your expansion. Okay, your expansion is going on, and it is probably, covering the entire body, entire universe. Everything is a body. Entire Earth planet is a body. Entire universe is a body. When you look at it, when you, because you are able to move, your people are, nowadays we are able to travel to Mars and moon, and all these galaxies we are traveling. So everything is reachable, just become reachable, right? So this is what, when you feel expanded, you feel joyful inside, you feel very expanded. When you have realized, see, siddhi is, first thing is we need to understand the meaning of siddhi. The meaning of siddhi itself is an insight. It's an insight. The meaning of a siddhi is an insight. So it's a realization. It's a knowingness of the energy body inside us, which is there inside us. Okay. Now it is about the Mahima Siddhi. It's about the mastering the expansion. Whenever you want to expand yourself, you can expand. Whenever you want to reduce yourself, you make yourself very calm and very small. When to grow yourself and when to reduce yourself. Okay, that's a mastery, right? And now the third one comes is the Laghima. Laghima is making the body as light as possible. It's like a feather. It is like the power to travel anywhere. When you sit in silence in a meditation, you're able to travel anywhere into any place. It is going beyond the time and space. Right? When you master this, you are able to literally go into a place, and you can, create your own, that particular situation, whichever situation you are entering into, whichever place you are traveling into, you can experience everything. So you are feeling very light in the physical body. You're feeling light. Even the levitation happens. We have known from our ancient rishis and and siddhis that levitation is possible. The levitation, you levitate, you are able to levitate your body, because the body has become as light as possible. Even with the physical body, with this physical dimension, you can make the body as light as possible, so that you are able to levitate above the ground, right? Yeah. And now next one is, it is the Garima. When we talk about the Ganima Siddhi, it is like you are able to make the body as heavy as possible. You are making it very heavy, as needed, how much ever is needed, so that you are there completely grounded. It is very difficult to generally the people are very strong in their the physical structure, or they're very heavy from their physical structure. Okay, it is very difficult to lift them from one place to another. Okay, so the other qualities of this is the people who are lazy, they don't want to move and don't want to make things happen. They don't want anything else to happen. They don't want to travel. They want everything right at their place. This also comes out of laziness. So we need to first understand, whenever a siddhi, a quality of ourselves is being awakened, we need to understand it is awakening what quality and what actions and what would be the consequences. Okay, if it is going on the purest way and very natural way, then it brings a lot of positivity inside you. And if it is going into a reverse way, into a the darkness of us, the ignorance, or the unknowingness, there are many aspects which you are not known, where it is about the conditioned system within you which is being activated in the siddhis. Then you need to understand, that's what I said first one, the first statement, it is about the humiliation to humility. Okay, when you become humble, or you become egoistic. Ego is, I always say, it's a conditioned mind, right? And now after garima, we talk about the prapti. Okay, so we talked about anima, mahima, laghima, garima, and now it is about the prapti. When we call about the prapti, it is like converting the energy flowing around, whatever energy flowing around us, into any material thing. Right now, it is like sometimes what happens is you are in a deep silence, and suddenly you may feel, you go to a place and you feel there is so much of density in that energy, and there is dense energy that's very thick, and immediately the mind can have a picture about that energy, about some form about the energy. And when the intensity is grown, then automatically, it happens that you see the form. Physically, you are able to see the form. Okay, based on the intensity, the density of that form increases. Okay, this is what happens about all these things. Okay, this is what about the prapti. It is like you have materialized whatever the energy, converted into material things, whatever energy you are flowing around with, right? And now the next comes the prakhamiya. Prakhamiya is the power to control the aging process. We see many people, it's not about only the people who meditate or who do not meditate. Yes, the people who meditate, it is quite visible in many cases, in almost every case. And but people who do not meditate also, we see, some people are, they might be, the physical age might be 70s and 80s, but they look 60. They look 60, and 10 years, 20 years, much prior, ahead than their actual physical age, right? They go back in the age. The aging process has stopped. It is because the only thing is we have, the hormones in the brain, serotonin and melatonin. These are the brain hormones which create this, the controls the aging process within the body metabolism mechanism. Okay, so when it is happening, it is the power to stop that. It is like, you are so much in peaceful at your mental state. You are at peace all the time. You are very peaceful, you are very calm. There is no much disturbance. Even the disturbance is handled over, you're able to handle it. Then this, the body mechanism, it is not going exhausted. Even when we see a person who keeps thinking all the time, who's always in an anxious mode, who's irritated, frustrated, always, you see their faces, they will look much older than what their physical age is. The person who is always happy, very spontaneous, and who's always sleeping, having a very healthy sleep, all these things, they feel very young than their physical age. Okay, this is all about this Prakhamiya. Okay, and now it is called, now the next one is Vashithwam Siddhi. Vashitva Siddhi. It is the power to control mind and breath of anybody. It is you or other, it is human beings or even animals. Human beings and animals, there is no much difference. All the very, we are all humans, we are very close to animals, because all our and our feelings are, most of the things are very similar to animals. So there is actually no difference between we humans and animals. It is just that the habits which are making the difference. Okay, and the order is that makes the difference. Okay, other than that, there's nothing. It's a power that Vashitva Siddhi is about controlling the mind. Okay, and also the flow of the prana. Okay, prana is the vital energy which is moving in and out along with the air we breathe in and breathe out. And now the next one comes as Ishtatva. When we talk about Ishtatvam, it is the ability to create your own world, to create your own world the way you want it. Everything happens according to your movement. However you want to move, whatever you want to move, that would happen. So this is the power which we attain. It is the mastery that comes where you are able to, it is about all about creating. You have the power over your own system. That could be physical, that could be emotional, that could be mental, or it could be spiritual. Anything you are able to create, the power over. You are able to rule over, master over the entire system of your physical mechanism or mental and emotional mechanism, in even the spiritual mechanism. Okay, that is Ishtatvam. It is to simple to state very simply, it is about creating your own Brahmand. Okay, your own world, creating your own world. Okay, and now when it is coming to, now we are coming to Dura Shravan. Dura Shravan, we always know it is all about, Dura Shravan is all about hearing the voices from distance. Sometimes we are in a deep sleep. We are completely in a sound sleep. Suddenly we hear somebody calling our name, or somebody has called you somewhere. You may feel your child has called you, or some very close known person has called you. We get to hear. This is the skill that it has when the body and mind are in a deep sleep, when it is in a complete silence. Even the voice from the other people or other from any distance, it could be from any dimension or any distance, you are able to hear. Sometimes we hear within our own silence within ourselves the Om, the sound, the vibration of the universe, the sound of the universe, Om. We tend to hear that. It feels as if it is, you are able to hear from your heart. Okay, these things happen. And now next comes, after Dura Shravan, comes about the Dura Darshan. Dura Darshan, we all know, we had a TV channels, Dura Darshan, the New Delhi program. So Dura Darshan is all about seeing the things even from the long distance. Dura Shravan is hearing from the hearing voices from the long distance, from any distance. Dura Darshan is seeing anything from the distance. Okay, it could be any distance. So this is, one is Shravanam and one is Darshanam. Okay, these are, one is seeing and one is hearing, right? And now what is happening when we are seeing things? That is, it could be, something we are able to predict, something is going to happen, the future. It could be a future prediction, so that you are well aware. It is like you are seeing the highlights of your life. This is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. Why do we see that highlights in our life? Because that would be the main turning point in your life, and now you know that is the place where you can make a choice whether to make it happen the way it is, or you can reverse it back. Okay, so you know, when you reach that point, unless you reach that point, you do not know how to change it. You have seen all the highlights, and as you are going into the life, the functioning of the life, when you have reached that moment, you know, because you have already seen it, this picture, I know this situation has happened. I feel, sometimes you feel, you know, I know the situation, I feel as if this has happened earlier. It is like you already know that this situation is going to come up in your life because of the Dura Darshan quality in you. So that moment when it comes to you, you know how to change it. Okay, it is the ability to change it as per your will. Okay, and now it comes to the Manosava. Manosava is at the speed of the mind, you are able to travel to a place. It is the minute you think about that you want to be there, and you are completely there. Okay, you are not present here, you are completely there. The people say physically present and mentally absent. You know, it is not just mentally, but it is just the physical body which has no use, is just there still here, but your entire mechanism, your mental, emotional and spiritual mechanism is completely there. The minute you thought about it, and you are there. Okay, these things happen to us every now and then, and every spits with the small and big issues in our life. This is not something where, you know, you have to feel that, you know, oh my god, I have to do so much sadhana to attain all these things. No, these things keep happening because Siddhi is nothing but an insight. Why an insight? Because whenever we are traveling in the highlight zone of our life, whichever situation is the turning point of our life, that is the time what Siddhi is needed, whatever insight is needed, that awakens in us. It is just that you need to be aware of that. Consciously, knowingly, you do about it. Now you have learned all this. Now when you are listening to all these names, you realize that yes, that situation, whenever now the situation happens in your life, you know that this is what that Siddhi is. Okay, it is knowledge transforming into wisdom. Right? This is how it goes. And now that after the Manosava, it is, we call it about Kamarupa. We might have heard in many movies, all kind of mythological movies where people are in the Gandharvas, and you know, the astral beings, we call nowadays, it's a name given, you know, that we take any form at will, whatever form I want, it can be taken at will. These things happen even when you are practicing, you're in the path of self-exploration. You have not directly taken a human form. You've been traveling till the human form. There was a journey which you have traveled so far. It could be a mineral, it could be a plant, it could be animal, it could be anything, you know, from all the stages, from the dot size to the infinite size, you might have, you know, traveled to this state. Right? So you are attuned to any form in yourself. It could be animal, it could be plant, it could be mineral, it could be anything. So whatever your frequency, your essence is, your fragrance is, you can become that form, because that form, that's the reason, you know, sometimes you feel like eating certain things. So sometimes you feel like not eating certain things. Sometimes you feel like, you know, being very wild. Sometimes you feel like being very, very soft and sada, you know, sattvic kind. You know, all these things are coming from that lifetimes, that form projections. Okay, you have lived before, even before you have lived, and even after also you will be living, you will continue to live, because that is what life is. Life never stops anywhere. You continue to live. You lived before, you have been living till so far, and you will continue to live further too. right? Now this is all about, when we talk about any form at will, when you're mastering any form at will, you can take any form. You're taking the any form. It is the dharana state. In the Ashtanga Yoga, Patanjali's Ashtanga Yoga, it talked about the dharana. You are putting on any form at your will and then just behaving the way that forms. Okay? And now, when we talk about Parakaya Pravesha, this is something, Parakaya Praveshan we have been hearing, and we have even known the stories of Adi Shankaracharya, who have to understand the knowledge, to gain the knowledge of this physical issues, physical dimension issues. He has entered into a body of a Kashmir king, okay, and lived that role for a while, right? We know that it is para kaya pravesham. Kaya is the body, para is external, pravesham is entering, right? External body, you're entering into a external body. It is not your body. From your body, you are vacating from your body and entering into another body. Okay, mostly when the other body, some people allow uh, uh, to be here, to be, allow inside their body, and some people, because the body is dead, I mean there is no spirit in this, you are allowed to, the house is vacant and now you are allowed to be there. No, this is how it happens, the parakaya pravesham. Okay. Now, why this happens? Why this Parakai Pravesam happens? Because sometimes maybe, some, wise souls, when enlightened, awakened souls, what they do is the fragrance, what they use, they don't want to get through into again the process of, coming into the fetus and entering into the womb and childhood and all these things. Maybe just one part they wanted to do it, and they just need one body to just live that and come out. Okay, that is when, without going through all these things, they just they just enter into a particular body, chosen body, which matches their frequency. They finish the work and then leave. Okay, there's so many times, we might feel that we are behaving something which we are actually not. Sometimes we might feel, because it is something external which is making us, we say, oh, this work, this is not my work, this something which is extraordinarily happening along with me. It is the walk-in. It is because some giant and wise enlightened person, it shows what enlightened, based on the work which is happening, based on that we are able to identify what kind of frequency has merged with your own frequency inside. Okay, it is understood. And now the next point is the Swachindra Mrityu. Swachindra Mrityu is the quality of Bhishma Pitama, who had the quality in Mahabharata, as we know, like, the choosing the death, the choice of death at will. You know that whenever this moment I want to die, I will die. This moment I want to vacate, I vacate. It is your choice. It is not like, it is generally a very common thing. Everyone vacates the body as per their will. If they do not choose, even at the last moment, just at the door of death is open, if they do not choose, they can be there for some more time. They can extend their timing. But that should be something very meaningful. Generally, what happens is, because there is a will to vacate the body, you vacate. Without will, nobody vacates. Okay, so Swachendra Mrityu, there are many, all this which we have talked about, the Dura Shravanam, Dura Darshanam, the Ishtatvam, creating a Brahmand. All these qualities are generally there in all of us. Swachendra Mrityu, Parakaya Pravesham, these things we keep experiencing, but we are not aware of that particular insight, that this is what is the work now of about this potential. Because of this insight, now this is what is going to happen in my life, and this is how I need to deal with it. Okay, because this lack of knowledge keeps us unaware of the potentials which we have within ourselves, right? And now next is the Trikala Darshi. Trikala Darshi is knowing about the past, the present, and also the future. When you understand the present completely, and when you are aware of, you are already the total, sum total of whatever in the present moment, you are already in the sum total of whatever happened in the past. So based on today, you can make out that this was your past. So however is your today will create your future. So whatever you have to do, however, whatever future you want, you need to make it now. Okay? It is the now, which is the here and now, which is going to create the future the way you want. That's the reason we say you create your own reality, because that's the power we have. We can create this particular moment. Whatever happened in the past, it cannot be changed. Okay, fine. And whatever is going to happen in the future, we do not know. But the future can be laid. The path of the future, however you want, can be laid today. So it is the today we need to change. It is not just the change. Okay, today I think yesterday I was a thief. Okay, I don't want to be there. Now I would like to live like a king. Just a thought will not do it. It is you have to make it a habit. You have to make it that lifestyle completely and bring the attitude of a kingmanship. King is not an egoistic attitude. It is a very humble and compassionate attitude. Who is a king? A king is the one who takes care of every one of his fellow beings with all the love and compassion. Okay, so you have to understand this, and then the Trikala Darshi is all about seeing the past, present, and the future. So we get to know that based on whatever is happening today, we can we can regress ourselves and go into the past, and we can make out that it is because of that particular past this today has come. And now at this today moment, since I have known that is the error I have committed, if any, in the past, I have changed it. It's insight, Siddhi. Okay, you have changed, and then you have created a beautiful today. So that is how it goes into the tomorrow, into your future. You are able to see that this is how it is going to happen. And now after this, now comes Advandvam. Advandvam is mastering the physical trauma, the physical wounds, the physical and whatever the suffering which we give from the body. I take here the example of the Christ. He was being crucified. Okay, the death was very, very utmost. It is completely wounded state. So when you attain this Advandvam, it is about the mastery over that. Is you master your physical trauma. You don't feel anything, whatever happens in the body. We keep seeing so many mind programming techniques where they just pull the needle in front and the needle is out of the hand and they feel nothing in the body, right? The mind has become so strong. It is like mind with the metal veins. Okay, this is how it is, like, you master all the physical trauma. You don't feel, nothing bothers. No pain, the physical dimension bothers you. Okay, you have attained the mastery over that. And now next comes the Aparajaya. Aparajaya is all about mastering over the victory. It is like attaining the victoryhood. Whatever you think, you have attained victory. Whatever you wanted to achieve, you have achieved it effortlessly. Okay, this is called the Aparajaya. There is no turning back. Whatever you can do, whatever you want, it just happened. You didn't even have to put any kind of effort. It just manifested. Okay, this is what. And now comes the Sarvagya. Sarvagya is gaining the knowledge you desire. Whatever knowledge you desire, this is what the Sarvagya is Sarvagyana. So it is called the Sarvagya Siddhi. Sarvagya Siddhi is attaining the knowledge, whatever you want to. And this is not something, big thing today's time when we call on Google. Whatever you want, it is available. You just need a thought that you want to learn it, a thought and a desire and a wish and a passion towards learning it. Right? Everything is available. It not just because it was available, the reflection of that availability in the form of Google has come out. It is the material form. Energetically, it was there. Everything is available in the world. Whatever knowledge you want, it will come to you in some way or the other. Whatever you need shall come to you. You just have to be aware of it. Once you know the passion about it, it comes to you. Okay. And now comes about the Vak Siddhi. Vak Shuddhi is mastery over your speech. It is like when you say it, it is mastery over speech comes only when you are able to be authentic to yourself. There are some people who, within no reason, they don't want to say no to a person, so they lie. This might be coming to the point that, I don't want to hurt you or anything, but it is always understand you have to be, to avoid some people also, they say a lie. They say a lie. Sometimes if you don't want to hurt the person and you just lied and at that moment and you moved on, sometimes it is fine. But to avoid a person, you lied and moved on, then that is not the authentic nature of yours. You're not being authentic. So mastery over your speech is when you are speaking, every word must be very authentic in nature. You are aware of what you are speaking. That is Vak Shuddhi. So much of purification happens in this. When the throat is purified, completely only truth is transmitted from this medium, then it is called attained Vak Shuddhi. We can always practice this, always speaking the truth and authentic, and being authentic to ourselves. You can lie to anybody in the world, but not to yourself. This one insight is enough to be true to ourselves. Okay, and now next comes the point of Kalpa Vriksha Tattvam. Kalpa Vriksha Tattvam is grants, and it is a quality of granting and fulfilling anything asked. It is the quality where anything is asked about. We hear so many times, you say a person something, and suddenly you feel, I told this to whatever I tell this person, it manifests. Okay, because that person has mastered the quality of Kalpa Vriksha Tattva. The person has that ability in fulfilling anything, manifesting anything. You just have to ask. That's the same way universe always says yes to opportunities or your choices. Universe will always say yes to your choices. You must know what to choose and how authentically you are choosing something and what is the intention behind your choice. Then this insight can be attained. This siddhi can be attained. And now next comes the Aamarathwa. When we talk about the Aamarathvam, it is the mastery over death. It is like achieving eternity in life. Chirayu, what we call. Okay, Chirayu is mastery over death, is like, like how we called about, Swachendra Mrityu. When we talked about that, it is the same. It is Swachendra Mrityu is you are able to attain death the moment you wish to. Okay, there's a choice. But here, Aamarathvam is you have mastered the death. Okay, you have gone beyond the space or the dimension of death, life and death. Okay, nothing affects you. You feel one and the same. You don't even feel death is something which has happened or which occurs or which anything about to do with your life and your process, your mechanism or your evolution. It goes on. It's just the door. You have passed from one door to other. You have mastered it. Okay, that is the mastery over death. And now, Sarvanyayakatvam. Sarvanyayakatvam is mastery over laws of nature. We have so many laws of nature. Law of attraction is a law of nature. Law of karma is a law of nature. Law of change is a law of nature. Okay? Law of reversal effect is a law of nature. There's so many laws of nature. So we are attaining mastery over this laws of nature. This is sarvanyayakatvam. You are becoming the leader to all these rules, the laws of the nature, because the nature works based on the law. This is the law, particularly the nature works on. These are the laws. Okay, now you are attained the power, mastery over all these laws. And now next comes the Bhavana Siddhi. When we talk about Bhavana Siddhi, it is Bhavana is the emotion, it is the feeling, right? You are mastering over your emotions, your feelings. You're not getting carried away. You're not getting, used by your emotions. You know how to. It is not like, I don't say mastery over something is controlling it. No, mastery over it is you are aware. When it comes to you, you smile at it and move on. It doesn't affect your evolution process. That is what mastery is. Mastery is never a point where it is you are controlling something. When you are saying mastering your emotions, you need to control. Mastery over mind does not mean you are controlling the mind. You are unaffected with its actions and consequences, and you are moving on. That is what mastery means. And now when it comes to the pratyaksham and apapratyksham, okay, we keep watching this also in the movie. You're appearing and disappearing. A person has appeared here and the same thing appeared there. This we have heard from our ancient, even the life of Paramahamsa Yogananda, where is Lahiri Mahasaya. He has been being here once and there also. The person is present here also and there also. This is all the insights which a person can transmit his energies being everywhere. Even, and we have known this point in Krishna's Bhagavatam. The Leela Bhagavatam in Krishna's story, where he's there with every of the Gopika. He's there with everyone. Okay, it's not that he's here and he's not there. He's there, everyone, everywhere. So this is what is appearing and disappearing means. You are there here also and you are there also. Okay, sometimes you are here, sometimes you are there, and sometimes you're here also, sometimes you're there also. This is called pratyaksham and apapratyksham. And now comes the Maya Siddhi, the insight of Maya. It is the power to create a Maya, create an illusion, and mastery over the illusion. Every aspect in the physical dimension, spiritual dimension, and mental and emotional dimension, everything is an illusion. This entire system is a creation of an illusion. It's the energy, is the combinations and combinations of energy particles which has created a density and created these forms. Everything is a creation of illusion. So Maya Siddhi is going beyond all this. Nothing affects you anymore, whether it is the spiritual dimension, whether it is your mental and emotional dimension, or whether your dissolvement dimension, or whether it is your physical dimension. Nothing affects you anymore. That is what is mastery over illusion. That is what Maya Siddhi. He is called a true yogi. A person is truly, authentically can be labeled a yogi when a person is able to, mastered the ability over illusions, attained Maya Siddhi. Okay, and now we come to the other point, Ishita. Ishita is it is a mastery over elements of universe. See, what are the elements? Earth, water, fire, air, and space. Right? When you are mastering all these 5 elements, this is what is Ishitva. Ishita is Siddhi. This is an insight where it is also comes one among the Ashta Siddhis. When we talk about Ashta Siddhis, this is also called this comes as the 7th one. Okay, the first six which are there, Anima, Laghima, Garima, Prapti, Prakhamiya, all this, and then comes the Ishita, right? And Ishita is mastery over all the elements, right? Where are the elements? Here within yourself. So you have mastered your emotions because you have mastered the element of water. You have mastered your stability and standing up for yourself on the aspects of all the physical reality because you have mastered the element earth. And now you have mastered the power of your power of presence, of your power of position, or power of anything, of your own personality. Okay, this is because you have mastered the element fire, and now you're able to you're able to breathe effortlessly, and nothing is obstructing the path of your prana. That itself means you have mastered it, because it is you have mastered the element air. And the space, you have mastered it. The space is in your control now. Your control is it is you are the maker, you are the creator of your own world. Okay, this is what Ishita is. And now Vashita is also named as Vashikaran. Okay, this is mastery over life and death. Vashikaran is every life, everywhere there is life, you have mastered it. Even the death, you have mastered it. Okay, it is the mastery over it. Now it is no more, nothing, whether it is in life form or in a dead form, can affect you, affect your process of evolution. This is the siddhi which attains this. All the siddhis can be attained with just one insight. That is the reason it is known as siddhi. The minute when we are saying it is a siddhi, that means it is the insight has been there, and every insight is a beginning of your turns happening, your highlights happening more magically in your life. Okay, this is the part of the siddhis what we all have, and we deal with it in our life. And now, when let us give a quick look on the Navanidhis. When we are talking about Ashta Siddhis and all this, I've talked about 27 Siddhis. Among 8 are the Ashta Siddhis, what we commonly read on. And now, when we talk about the Navanidhis, it is like as mines, minerals, or earth forms, earthware. Anything is a Siddhi, is a Nidhi. Nidhi is a treasure, right? What are these main important 9 treasures we hold? One is the Mahapadma. Mahapadma is talking about the great lotus. It is great lotus, is it is talking about the Nidhi, is the Sahasrara, the complete intellect. It is the 1,000-petal lotus which we are able to attain, master over. The Nidhi is it's a treasure. It's the complete wisdom. Wisdom in totality of any dimension is the Mahapadma. And the Padma is the only Padma. It is not the Mahapadma, but Padma is the treasure we hold within our physical reality, the wisdom of life. It could be your individual life, or it could be your collective individual, or it could be your universal individual. Okay, from any part, this wisdom is open. And now when we talk about the Shankha, the conch, it's a treasure because the conch means becoming aware. It is like be aware. So you are being aware, every moment is your treasure. And now when it comes to Makara, the 4th one, Makara is a crocodile. Crocodile, any reptile, and the shamanic in the animal thing, which that represents a pattern. Okay, they represent a pattern. Maybe there is a pattern which is going on, and every pattern, every situation which is repeating as a pattern is holding a treasure. It's holding a great wisdom inside it. Right? So whenever we see, and even in our dreams, we might see crocodiles or lizards or anything, it sees there's something past which has already happened, some important twist in your life is again coming to the point, repeating. Now you can change whenever you want, however you want, you can change. Okay, that is Makara. And then the Kachapa is the tortoise. Tortoise always talks about slow and steady wins the race. It is ability of being abundant within yourself. Okay, being in connection, intact with the life in yourself, which is alive. Okay, and now when it comes to the kumud, the next one, the sixth one is the kumud. It is the precious stone. There is a particular precious stone which is the combination of mercury and the sulfur. Okay, these are the treasures which says, which has got the quality of which holds the qualities, your emotions part also, and your being. See how the mercury is. Mercury is a quality where it is like a water droplet of the lotus leaf, on the lotus leaf. It is that quality where you are neither attached, neither detached. Okay, it is the mastery that your sense of presence, existence, your presence without detachment nor with an attachment. That is the state. That is called the kumud state. That is the treasure. To be in that state is a treasure, is a wisdom. Okay, and next is the kunda. Kunda is the jasmine. Jasmine is also, we can also hold as it's a chemical combination, the physical and the physics, what we call. But jasmine is always talk about the fragrance. Now you explore your fragrance. Let the world know. Let your surroundings be spread with your fragrance. You need to know your fragrance is your wisdom. It is your nidhi. Your own tattva is your own wisdom. So knowing it and reframing it is all about your evolution process. Okay, and next comes the Neela. Neela is, we call about, it is a sapphire stone in the stones, Neela, but it talks about mastering the space. That space, whatever space you are, it is being created, it is being functioning as per your will. It is the space you live is your treasure. It holds a wisdom. The space, the body also which you hold, it holds a wisdom of your ancestor. This body, every memory in the body holds the wisdom of your ancestors. So this is one of the treasure you hold, it one of the nidhi you hold, right? And next is the karwa. Karwa is generally a dwarf, cups and vessels, baked in the earth matter. So the body also is the outcome of the same ingredient which the earth element has. So mastering your physical body, like just I told about the Neela, the ancestors thing, treasure, the same way our body also holds a particular treasure in you. It could be your psychological, or it could be your just physical situations. Anything, any thought, any emotion, or any physical existence, your entire physical existence, your body itself is a treasure to learn many things. So these are the nidhis you have, navanidhis. Your body, your ancestors' wisdom, and your fragrance, or your abundance inside you, and the patterns which repeat. You are being aware, and your the wisdom which you hold of entire Brahman, entire universe, whatever you name it, entire thing. All this are the treasures. This treasure is nothing but the wisdom, the knowledge which has experience without transformed into wisdom through the path of experience. So these are the nidhis. Okay, friends. So this little about the siddhis and also the navanidhis which I talked about. So thank you, friends. Thank you so much. And tomorrow we are going to meet again with a new topic. Tomorrow sharp at 7 p.m. Thank you, friends. Thank you so much. Good night.